Hey, Shackers, welcome back to this week. I already fucked up. This Weech?
This Weech.
Hello, Weech.
Hey, it's Weechy.
Hello, Shackos. Jesus. I'm gonna start over, Andrew, and I'm sure you won't edit any of this out because you like making fun of me with your edits. Hey, Shackers, welcome to This Week in Switch 2. I'm your host, Asif Khan. I'm CEO, EIC, EIEIO here at Shacknews. That stands for Extremely Intelligent, Sometimes Extreme Intelligence Officer. At a time of AI, I have created EI to make line go up and to stop the pollution of our ecosystem broadly, which I don't know how well that's going, but we're trying our best here. I'm joined by my usual co-hosts. We have head of long reads and managing editor working on several different long view, long read projects. David Craddock is here.
Hello.
Hey. And then we also have our Pokemaster and news editor, Donovan Erskine here, who's probably not playing Pokemon Pokopia. He's busy playing a Pokemon ripoff instead.
It's true. I've been playing a lot of a Pokemon ripoff the last few days, but such is the life of a true Pokemaster.
Yeah, right. So we have
competition, right?
What was that?
Gotta know your competition.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
Gotta know the enemy inside and out.
Yeah, you gotta pay attention to the competition. And yeah, I just think your Pokopia review is turning into my Tears of the Kingdom review. Like,
yeah, I think I've firmly entered that territory now.
Yeah, which, look, sometimes great games deserve that amount of time given to them. I also have...
well, now they got the expansion coming out soon, or at least the first part of the expansion.
Yeah.
I feel compelled to check that out.
I haven't played Pokopia in a while. We'll get into that. We'll talk about some video games we've been playing, but, you know, I feel like I really... I've been pretty rough to a giant multi-trillion-dollar company these past few episodes. So I just want to give them credit. Microsoft did not shit their pants last week. So there you go. But, you know, speaking of shitting their pants, have you guys been paying attention to this explosive diarrhea outbreak that's spreading across the nation?
I've heard about this. It grows more concerning every day.
It does because of the fresh food we feed our guinea pigs. Like, we've had to, wash them more assiduously and stuff like that. So, yeah, I've been paying pretty close attention to it.
Not just that, David. Taco Bell is at the center of this.
They're not serving lettuce on their products right now.
Yeah. So, like, when Taco Bell is taking anti-diarrhea measures, like, this is beyond serious. And you're like our senior Taco Bell correspondent here.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, like you probably eat more Taco Bell than anyone else on staff. So like the fact that they have removed lettuce, and then like forget Taco Bell. If we're talking about people who eat raw lettuce every day, I eat fucking big ass salad like twice a day. I may just stop. Like I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do. Like if you were me with Cyclosporiasis spreading across the nation. It's now in 31 states. At least 1,800 cases have been linked to this. Specifically, the outbreak started in Michigan and Ohio, David.
Yep.
So if you're me, guy who eats lettuce all the time, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
I can't answer that, but do you remember the part in Zelda Majora's Mask where you go inside a bathroom and there's a hand in the toilet that you need to hand toilet paper? I feel like that's 31 states right now.
Yeah.
Just people crying out for some relief.
Oh, but like, I don't think people like, we sound like we're joking about this, but I'm very serious because this is like 2 to 12 days of just straight ass diarrhea if you get this. Like, people are losing like 20 pounds from this. And this is not like the Ozempic diet. This is not some new Hollywood craze. This is literally explosive diarrhea for 2 weeks. It's that meme where you could have voted for puppies for everyone or diarrhea forever. And we got diarrhea forever. Like, this administration is so terrible that we literally got diarrhea forever before GTA 6.
If I were you, Asif, I would trust Big Ass Salads. They have not done you wrong so far. You could probably ask them, like, hey, what measures are you taking to help?
Good point. Yeah.
This,
Surely they've done something internally.
I'm sure this is an existential threat for them.
Yeah.
Like,
without your business.
Yeah.
You eat there every day.
I'm a regular. I don't eat there every day because they're closed on Sunday because of the Lord. Yeah. But like every other day, I go there. So, and like, I'm a very loyal customer. I pay well. I give them a tip or whatever. But like, yeah, like if I pull out, if I'm like worried, and I'm like, I may stop going there. This is the kind of thing that kills a company.
Yeah.
Because this is not Taco Bell.
No.
But also, like, is the food safety so bad at Taco Bell that they're like, fuck it, we're just not even going to try?
You know what? This, like, Taco Bell explosive diarrhea is like a meme. I've only gotten food poisoning from Taco Bell twice. There were two different Taco Bells. One was in southern San Francisco, and I obviously don't eat there anymore. But, like, you know where I got food sickness the first time I ate there? Chipotle.
Yeah.
You know what restaurant South Park made fun of because it was that bad? Chipotle. I don't think they've ever fired shots at Taco Bell. So I'm just here defending the honor of Taco Bell as our senior Taco Bell correspondent.
No, I get that. And I think it's the fact that Taco Bell is like, we can't have lettuce right now.
Yeah.
That scares me because they are like, you know, probably one of the largest buyers of lettuce in the United States. So like, this is serious. But it's also like, I've read like, oh, you can just wash your salad and that'll wash it off kind of thing. It seems like the kind of thing where even if you do all the right things, cross-contamination can happen or something. I'm just wondering, like, what's the point? Why even bother to eat healthy right now? Like, should I just go back to the Swenson's diet, David? Like, why am I?
I would do it temporarily. Like, to me, that's your plan B. Plan A, I think, is still talking to Big Ass Salads about what they're doing to prevent this. Because, like, that's a lot better for you. You know? But to your point, like, why even eat healthy? I think it's because, you know, you want to maintain that diet. But, like, also, I wonder if a lot of other restaurants that don't serve as healthy cuisine are benefiting from this. Like,
yeah.
You know.
I guarantee they are, man. Like, hamburger places are probably benefiting. But also, like, are grocery stores benefiting? Like, is this a situation where I should just start making my own salad, or should I trust the lettuce at the grocery store? Like, how deep does this rabbit hole go? Is my question.
I don't buy lettuce directly from produce. Like, I don't buy a head. We get prepackaged stuff for the guinea pigs. So I'm hoping that's okay, but we still wash it really well anyway.
Yeah, like I don't know. Do you go to Meijer for it, or
I go to Meijer?
Yeah, they have that like refrigerated section where they have like their Meijer branded lettuce. That's what I usually get.
Yeah,
like when I'm making tacos or whatever, and I need lettuce. Like on, you know, my brother calls it Taco Tuesday on a Sunday because like like I make tacos on Sundays usually. So I get that. I get like that prepackaged lettuce there. I'm wondering also, is there going to be a shortage of that stuff because now people are like going back, like they're going to start making food at home instead of going out to eat, you know? Because like, no offense to Big Ass Salads or any business, like there's a variable to the quality based on who's working that day, right? So maybe it, like just all it takes is one little spore to make it into your lettuce, and then diarrhea for 2 weeks.
Yeah. And, you know, about washing your own salad, do you really want to do that? Like, if you take the time to order a salad, do you really want to like wash it? You know, I wouldn't.
No, obviously, I'm lazy. I don't want to do that. We work so long. It's nice to just pop out my phone and order delivery here. But if it prevents me from having diarrhea for 2 weeks straight, yes. I cooked for myself probably every day for like 5 years straight when I went like vegan. So like, yeah, I'm used to it. I don't like doing it. And it's also a pain in the ass when you're trying to be vegan or you're trying to be a vegetarian or whatever. Like, You have to go to the grocery store all the time because, like, you're trying to get fresh vegetables, right? Or, like, fresh fruit. That's time-consuming and annoying. So it's like, that's where I'm like, do I just say fuck it and just start eating Swenson's every day? Like, I don't know what's about to happen to me. I might get super fat here. We'll see. like,
we could monitor your weight on this podcast, you know.
I'd rather not. I'm pretty fat already. But like, look, folks at home, what would you do? What are you doing? Are you already eating healthy? Are you not eating healthy? Would you even change? Are you going to change your habits at all? Like, Donovan, what are you doing? Are you even thinking about this?
Not really. It hasn't affected anything for me, just because they haven't reported it being in like the Maryland area. But if they say that this is in like Washington, D.C. or Maryland, then I'll probably start thinking twice. But to be completely honest,
2 days ago, Donovan, it was only in like 4 states. Now it's in 31. If you think it's not in Maryland right now, you're out of your fucking mind. It's already there, dude.
I mean, probably.
You are not safe.
I'm not.
Donovan is already dead.
Not. Yeah, I mean, I haven't changed anything. I'm, I guess I'm a bit stubborn.
But you're also in your 20s. You probably don't eat lettuce every day or anything, so it's not a big deal.
I don't. I probably should.
Telling you from the future. Eat your vegetables. The talking flower loves to do that. Oh yeah, I didn't mention it. We have a new summoning circle here edition. I added the physical edition of F-Zero for SNES. Rob the Robot is still holding both the F-Zero 99 plastic cartridge and the SNES one. And then we have all those Amiibo and Kirby and the talking flower. And oh no, the Triforce fell. Oh well.
Oh, there goes our power, wisdom, and courage for the day.
I know. We'll get to that later. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. Folks at home, how are you handling the explosive diarrhea outbreak in 31 states as of now? Not Maryland, apparently. Maryland is apparently immune from the explosive diarrhea. You know what?
It's immune.
You know what? I think you're awfully too close to Washington, D.C. to be confident right now, Donovan. I think they have another explosive diarrhea problem in D.C. So if I lived that close to D.C., I would not be like, oh, we're fine. It'll be fine. But, you guys got like seafood and stuff. You can live off other things.
Yeah, there you go. I'll just eat crabs.
Yeah, I guess you guys got like clam chowder. Isn't that like one of your... Do you guys like
that? Yes. Any seafood in general. It's mostly crabs, but yeah, they got the whole serving seafood stuff out here.
Yeah. So yeah, gamers, we just wanted to put you on alert that Taco Bell is on high alert. And if Taco Bell's on high alert, our podcast has to be.
That's true.
It's just, I'm sorry.
I get the logic now. I'm all in on this.
No, seriously, I think this is a story that we are going to have to cover pretty intensely on this podcast, because if you're up late playing video games, what's one of the few places open? It's Taco Bell. Like, yeah, Taco Bell is there for you, man. I will never shit on anyone who eats Taco Bell unless I eat it.
You might if you get this.
I get the explosive diarrhea. I may not have a choice, but like, I will never judge you for eating Taco Bell. There's nothing wrong with eating Taco Bell. I just choose not to eat it because I can just make tacos at home. Like I don't go to Starbucks anymore. I just make my tea at home. But tea's not creating explosive diarrhea yet. Yet.
Not right now.
What else is gonna fucking go wrong in this stupid country right now? It's just lettuce. You can't even do lettuce right. What the fuck?
I guess if I get this, I'll have to work from my laptop in the bathroom. I'll just sit on the toilet and just have it there with me. I'll do the podcast still.
Every morning.
Do the podcast.
No, you won't.
I don't want that. All right, maybe we can use game chat for that.
Oh yeah, I'll just.
You can be Falco Lombardi.
Yeah.
Falco Lombardi gets explosive diarrhea.
Affected the Lilat system. 31 states and the Lilat system. Wow.
God damn.
You just look over and the little character, his mouth is wide open. There's no sound.
Holy shit. This is a good podcast. I'm glad.
I hope we get this full segment because people need to hear.
I think this is just a breakout, the whole segment. And like I said, we're going to be monitoring this every week as it goes from 31. Dude, it was like 3 states just a few days ago.
I know.
And that's 31. And Donovan thinks he's in the glorious state of Maryland that won't get it. But like,
this is exactly how COVID started. Remember, they're like, it's in the state of Washington. They're like, all right, okay. And they're like, now it's in California. And
New
it's like,
York
one day
City.
you woke up and it was like, yeah. Then you woke up and there were 500 cases in every state, and it was like, all right, it's over. Yeah, seems like that's how this is going.
But they're not going to lock down the country over explosive diarrhea.
But see, this is one of those things though, because like, not to get like into social politics, but I think a reason why people struggled so much with like protecting themselves against COVID was because the symptoms on the surface were like of the flu, or there's things people are used to having, right? Coughing, whatever. Explosive diarrhea is something that people are typically very ashamed to have and very afraid of getting.
Yeah.
So I think there will be a level of fear that people didn't have with COVID with this. Like, if you know someone who has it, people will be like, seriously, get away from me. I'm like, you know,
but it's
locking
like,
my door, getting away.
That's the thing, it's not contagious. It's not like if you get it, you can give it to someone.
Okay.
It's the food. It's a foodborne illness. So like,
we love our food, so.
No, I get that. But my point is like, it's not.
I love people around them.
People get diarrhea all the time. That's not the story here. It's the duration. It's like 2 weeks of explosive diarrhea. Like that's too long. You get dehydrated. You're gonna just be exhausted. It's like, have you ever had food poisoning?
Wildly uncomfortable.
Like food poisoning lasts 24 hours. I remember you had that chicken wing incident.
I was gonna say that happened to me while I was working for Shacknews. Yeah, I remember that. Message from my bathroom floor. And I was like, I don't think I'm gonna make it to my computer.
I had it before. I was eating this, like, it was like lunch meat that got me. But like, that's usually 24 to 48 hours where you're just miserable, right? Imagine that for 2 weeks. That's why I'm taking this so seriously. But also, it really goes back to Taco Bell taking this seriously. If Taco Bell's doing something for food safety, I'm like, this is really bad. Because, like, they're never the ones that are like, oh, we gotta have the highest quality standards. That's not Taco Bell. They have a gun that they shoot most of their ingredients out of. All of them. They just have a toggle that switches which one comes out. So, like,
it's just efficiency. Efficiency, damn it.
That's why they're the last restaurant standing in Demolition Man, right? Like, it's...
Yeah.
Goddamn. Anyway, just high alert, gamers, until further notice. And God knows what's next at this point. But we literally got that puppies for everyone diarrhea meme. Like, diarrhea forever or puppies for everyone. Like, we got diarrhea forever. So congratulations, everyone. But yeah, shout out to Microsoft for not pooping their pants in all this.
There you go.
Apparently their lettuce is clean. I bet all these tech companies, David, they have like the cleanest lettuce.
They grow them in like a basement beneath the like office building.
Have you ever been to one of those
like,
tech campuses, Donovan? Like they have these like massive cafes. Like, I don't know, I visited Google. Every building in Google has like this own like gourmet cafe that's like serving them like their own like espresso and every kind of food you could want. And it was just like, I'm just like, yeah, these $1 trillion companies. But anyway, good work, Microsoft. I got nothing bad to say about you this week, unless something breaks during the episode, and then I'll be sure to get right back to what I've been doing the past few weeks. But A+ effort this week, Asha Sharma. No notes. Good luck with the whole explosive diarrhea thing over there in Washington. So yeah, there's a rumor about Nintendo. I don't know if you guys saw this. We didn't report on it because...
rumors about Nintendo?
Yeah, I know, right? That they're rumored to be talking with Samsung about a Switch 2 OLED screen. Like they're kind of feeling it out. And it might launch next year or the year after, according to an analyst in Korea. So... A SWOLED 2 will cost more than the Switch 2, right?
Oh, yeah.
I don't like this idea.
Yes.
Let's not do this.
Yeah.
Let's make a cheaper Switch 2.
That is even less appealing to me this generation because I already don't use the Switch 2 as a handheld.
Yeah.
And it would probably be as big as a Switch 2 OG.
Yeah.
So I don't care for this at all.
I also find the screen to be quite good on the Switch 2. Like it's not a bad screen. It uses Are you guys frozen? Oh no. What happened? No. I lost my train of thought. Discord crashed on us, folks.
The Switch 2 OLED possibility.
Yeah. I want to Switch 2 Lite more than I want to. Like, I would buy a Switch 2 Lite if it could, like, if it was smaller. I could actually play it in handheld.
Yeah.
I also just think this is a bad idea. But I also know that you look at the sales of the Switch 2 Lite the Switch Lite versus the Switch OLED. Switch OLED sold like crazy. Especially those last 3 years of the Switch era. It outperformed the Switch 1, like original, and the Switch Lite. So like from a market standpoint, I guess they might see it like, hey, we should invest in this.
I think it's too soon.
I also wonder if it's kind of like counter programming. Like they know PlayStation 6 is coming. They know Project Helix is coming. So they need to have something new and shiny for people to like go up against it kind of thing. Like, I wonder if that's part of the motivation here. Like, because they could probably still make this for less than whatever those things are going to cost.
I mean,
sure.
Like the thing is, the Switch OLED came out pretty late, like at least halfway through the Switch life cycle.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is too soon, although I do think your counter programming idea is a good point. The other thing is, like, not to just bring it up randomly, which I do anyway, so oh well, but like, we know that Nintendo likes to put out Zelda special edition consoles. They do.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like if they're going to do a new Switch, it's going to be Ocarina of Time themed or have some Zelda theme.
Yeah.
So it would be pretty wild if they. I don't know. I don't think this is going to happen anytime soon. Maybe next year to counter program the Switch 2, or in 2028. I guess is when the Switch, or PS6 is supposed to come out.
Yeah, PS6, Xbox, Project Helix. But also, I think maybe it's also just that they're worried about supply chain management. So they're just like, hey,
better now than later.
Yeah, like, hey, if we are gonna do this and we need this size of panel, hypothetically, how much would it cost for this much? You know, like they plan that far ahead. So maybe that's what they're doing. I don't think this is imminent at all. I think they just want to sell the existing Switch 2, and I think the existing Switch 2 is selling. So why bother at this point? The other thing they did this generation with like the HDR on the handheld, I think kind of mitigates some of the need for the OLED too. Although like OLED's gonna be more vibrant. Like you look at like the regular Switch compared to the regular Switch 2, that screen's way better. I'm with you where I don't play it in handheld, but I do play it in tabletop mode a lot. And I don't feel like, oh, it's not as good as my SWOLED. Like it does more stuff. It has a better resolution, you know, like there's just like, but I'm sure all things being equal, same size, you put the SWOLED 2 next to the Switch 2, it's going to look better. Right. So there's that.
Yeah. I mean, also to your point, though, I think one thing that helps me is I also play in tabletop more than I play in handheld. Now, I want to hear from Donovan next because I know you play it in handheld, so I'm kind of curious as to your thoughts on the SWOLED too. But like, I play with my brightness pretty high because I keep my Switch 2 plugged in even when it's in tabletop mode. My whole thinking is like, if I'm going to play this outside of the dock, I want it to be the best experience possible. So I keep my brightness kind of high.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I bought a Switch OLED. I got the Tears of the Kingdom version like as soon as that came out. And I kind of feel what you mentioned earlier, David, where just the original Switch was not pretty old, but it was old enough by the time the OLED came out that it felt like a meaningful upgrade. Not only did the screen look better, but it was much larger. And it was one of those things where like I looked at a Switch OLED screen and I just couldn't go back to my old Switch. It was just such a large distance traveled from that 2017 base model. I just don't imagine it'll be the same deal here. Like you said, also the Switch 2 has a pretty nice looking screen. There was a contingent of people that when they revealed it and they said it wasn't going to be OLED were like, okay. So there'll be a market for it. I think there were people that were definitely holding out for that. But I probably won't spring for this, even if it isn't until like 2028, I don't think.
I think it lines up with, David, instead of your point about a Zelda one, because I think we're getting a Zelda Switch 2 special edition this year.
Yeah.
Mario.
Oh, yeah.
Because like eventually Nintendo's going to make a Mario game.
Yeah, that would actually make sense, because if you remember, Asif, the DS Lite launched alongside New Super Mario Brothers back in 2006.
Yeah.
So they've done that. They've kind of paired them up before, for sure.
Yeah. So I think that might be the thing. But just from an economic standpoint, like they should be working on a Switch 2 Lite. I think this generation more... I think it's more important. The $300 Switch price point was not bad. So like that money saving for getting the Switch Lite wasn't as material at first. I think if you come out with a cheaper Switch 2 now, it would sell. Because it would be the cheapest gaming handheld on the market. The Switch 2 already is.
Right.
I guess technically the Switch is, but like, who wants a Switch in 2026? So yeah, like I don't know. I feel like these analysts, they pay attention to supply chains and they can get some ideas on, hey, at least this is a product that Nintendo's thinking about, but I just don't know if it's coming anytime soon. The other rumor I saw was that Nintendo's working on a variable refresh rate in docked mode, which was a topic right when the Switch 2 launched. When I went to that Nintendo Direct event last year in April, it was something that the press brought up to the three devs that were on stage, and they were kind of dodging it. But that would be good for third-party performance and stuff, because VRR does exist in handheld mode on Switch 2, but just not docked. So I think there were power concerns and reasons for that, but that was the other rumor I saw. Not a rumor. News. Mario Kart Tour. Everyone's favorite mobile Mario Kart game is going offline in September.
Yeah. Kind of crazy how long that game lasted. It came out like 2019, I think. Yeah, it was around for a very long time. Yeah, this just continues to become a more popular talking point as these games going offline forever that allowed you to like buy things with real money in the games. And
don't worry though, Donovan. You can play New York Minute in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
See, I was going to say, not even trying to like dunk on them, but I think this game's greatest contribution was that they just ported all the maps to
it wasn't all
Mario
of
Kart
them.
8.
It wasn't all of them.
Well, not all of them, but a bunch of them.
Yeah.
They ported a bunch of them, which is probably how I imagine 90% of people will ever experience them anyway. So that was cool. I liked seeing those on like on the Switch on the big screen, driving through London and whatnot.
Cool idea. Implemented terribly. I hate this game. I hate it.
I didn't like it either. Yeah.
I just don't like touch controls in a Mario Kart. I like Nintendo controllers. Like I like buttons and the drifting, you know, like everything that you do in a Mario Kart game is so much better with a controller. It has nothing to, I don't want to like make the devs feel bad or anything. I'm just saying like I just don't like the input. I think it's Super Mario Run is the best Nintendo video game for mobile. I don't know, maybe Fire Emblem Heroes. I just don't really enjoy that game. Like the game, but like touchscreen works for a tactics game, you know. But and turn based or whatever. But like I just didn't like the input in this, so I'm not surprised that it's going away. But this isn't like the first time Nintendo's had to do this, you know. Like the Animal Crossing game, like it didn't go away entirely, but the online component did, right? Now it's this self-contained Pocket Camp game.
Yeah.
I guess it's sad for people that like you can't play it anymore. Like, that's kind of lame. Like, if I was hoping that maybe they would do something like Pocket Camp, where it's like, yeah, the online component's gone, but at least you can still race these levels, you know? But now you can't even do that. So, kind of lame, but also just another Nintendo mobile game failure, man. They don't care enough about this to succeed. I really think that's a systemic issue at the company. Like, they just don't care enough. Oh god, did you guys freeze again? Sorry, Andrew. Again, my internet is conspiring to silence us. I think this is big diarrhea at work, guys. They're trying to silence our messaging.
Big diarrhea.
That's definitely it. The BD. Big diarrhea out there. So yeah, we were talking about how people are probably not going to be able to play this Mario Kart Tour offline, which, you know, sucks and all, but yeah, I think you mentioned something like at least it lived on in MK8 Deluxe for the 70 million.
Yeah, it's going to be its legacy now.
You know, well,
yeah, even
Shanghai,
though that game didn't have every map, like, they were still more playable than they were on the mobile version. Like, that's the, you know, we infamously ranked all 96 tracks, and I think all of Mario Kart Mobile's tracks were like near the bottom, but they're still in there, and you can play them with a controller. So
what was it, like Shanghai Speedway? I think ranked kind of highly for us. That one had like the water.
There were a couple we liked. Wasn't there one in Singapore? I think I remember us liking.
Yeah,
they looked really nice. There were a bunch. I just like the novelty of them because it's like real world locations in a Mario game.
Yeah, that was an interesting idea, I guess. But yeah, R.I.P. another Nintendo mobile game. But don't worry, guys. You still have Picto Nico.
Hey.
I'm the only one who remembers that it exists, but hey, it does.
We were talking about it earlier in the diarrhea story.
We weren't. Oh, it was just explosive diarrhea.
Because it's poop. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Got it. Yeah. I get it now. R.I.P. I have some. Yeah, obviously I'm mayor of F-Zero Twitter. And there's this interesting overlap. Like, some people on F-Zero Twitter don't hate the Mario Kart franchise. So, you know, like, some people were upset about this. So, you know, if you did invest time in it, that is a bummer. But, you know, you got, like, Donovan, what was it, like 7 years? It's not that bad.
Yeah.
I guess that's all you can really do, though. You can say, like, well, at least we had time with it. But, like, we're all, to varying degrees, game historians here. And this just kind of... Especially Nintendo is so spotty with their history. Like, look at the drip drop on their virtual console apps on Switch and Switch 2. They're not really treating those with the respect they deserve either. We'll get into this, but I was replaying Ocarina of Time on the N64 app, which is the most I've ever used any of the virtual console apps since it was called the Virtual Console. And there's so many N64 games, so many Super NES games, NES games, and then they're just ignoring so much of their history. Now they're killing another part of it. Like, even though the game wasn't that great, it's still another game that's going to be buried and not playable ever again, which to me just sucks.
Yeah. It is a bummer. But we move on with our lives.
Yeah.
You know, Donovan, you wrote that feature about how are you growing out of live service games? Well, at times live service games just disappear, so you don't have to worry about growing out of them.
They do. That also makes it hard to make that investment because they all just, you know, like I said, they're ticking time bombs. It might not be now or next year, but at some point they'll go offline.
Mm-hmm. We'll get into a live service game I feel strongly about in a little bit. Another live service game from Nintendo is Splatoon 3. And they did this crossover Splatfest with Splatoon Raiders, Donovan. It was the fighting style Splatfest. So you had to choose like power, speed, or tactics. And these are like the different tanks that you get in Splatoon Raiders. So that's kind of cool that they are doing a crossover event between the two games.
Yeah.
Our head of video, Greg Burke, did not read the guide and complained that they missed the opportunity to do a Splatfest about power, courage, and wisdom, David. Now, Greg, if you are watching this, you sound like a complete jaboofer for two reasons. One, they already did that Splatfest. It was awesome. There was a Triforce level. So there's your first count of being guilty of jabooferdom. But then secondly, It's not even related to Zelda, dude. That's literally what the thing in the fucking Raiders is doing. So, for the love of God, click the link, read the article before you react like a fucking jaboofer on social media. For the love of God. Anyway, but I digress. Missed opportunity. They already did it. I was in that Splatfest. I played for Courage. It's ridiculous. Missed opportunity. Missed opportunity to read. Anyway. For the love of God. Anyway, Team Power won. I didn't participate in it. I don't know, Dom. I've fallen off of the Splatfest. Like, I like them.
Yeah.
But, like, my friend group fell off of it. So, like, it's just not as fun to play that by yourself.
Yeah, same. I don't know a single person in real life that plays Splatoon on any sort of regular basis, which is unfortunate. I like Splatoon 3 a lot, but yeah, it just didn't grab me as hard as 2 did. But it has been long enough now that I'm like, you know, whenever they get around to Splatoon 4, I'll be all in, at least at launch.
I just think they got to get rid of the 3-way Splatfest. It just has not worked.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's so unbalanced where, like, you'll have all these people on one team. There's so many times, Diamond, where I enter a tricolor Splatfest and it's the same team. All three sides are the same team. I'm like, that's it's busted.
So weird.
So, like, it just didn't work. So I think go back to 2 teams. Please don't do 4.
Also, yeah, don't do 4.
No.
I'll also say, I have high hopes for Splatoon Raiders since it's a single player game with co-op, but like this is something I can dig since I don't really play a lot of multiplayer stuff. But also, like, Splatoon, the mainline series is so inaccessible to me. Like, I get the gist of it. Like, paint territory to win is the main mode, and I like that a lot. I think it's a cool spin on a shooter. But man, like, between all the broadcasts at the beginning and, like, you have to know where to go to play multiplayer, and then you just get completely hosed if you're new to the game. It feels like playing Quake as a new player.
Yeah, I think there is, like, if you just waltz into the game today, you're gonna get rinsed. But from a shooter design standpoint, what I love about the game, David, is the weapon design. It is like unique, and it's a cool third-person shooter, and the whole swimming in the ink mechanic, like. Mm-hmm. I also enjoy single player shooters. So, like, this idea that you can play a campaign, and it is more based on your preview, Diamond, like, it is more almost like Diablo like or like Destiny like, where it is like a looter shooter, David. So it's like there's gonna be like quests that you go on, and then you're gonna get loot, you know. It's like it's like Borderlands-ish Splatoon. I think that sounds really cool. I know your nieces are super into this franchise. Like, I could see them getting really into playing this together, like, or even with you online or something. Like, I could see this be really big because it's like, it's expanding Splatoon to, I think, a more, I think it's a wider genre than just multiplayer, right? Like, it has co-op multiplayer, but like, you can just enjoy the shooting mechanics and the traversal mechanics and, like, you know, some of those, what I liked about the single player experience in Splatoon 3, those, like, I don't even want to call them platform puzzles, Diamond, but like environmental puzzles, where it's like, you have to shoot that thing, so then it brings this thing down, and then that platform shows up. Like, it's the way that Mario does platform puzzles, Splatoon takes those mechanics, David, and they create things like that. I'm really curious to see how Raiders does that. Yeah, I'm excited for this. Splatoon is such a Nintendo-ass idea because, like, they don't want to make a violent shooter, right? Like, they don't want to make something where you kill people, but they created, like, a very competitive shooter with, you know, friendly mechanics. And, like, I think it's just cool. And that first time, what was it, on the Wii U? The first Splatoon... When you experience the traversal in that game for the first time, it was just like, wow, this feels cool and different, you know? So, like, I love that concept. And even, like, I remember showing my mom the game, and she was like, oh, this is great. Because it's like, she had watched me play Doom and all these violent games for years. And she was like, this is great for kids. And my nephews were of the age where, like, they weren't allowed to play violent games, but they could play Splatoon. And even if they sucked at it, they just enjoyed painting the level, you know? So, I think it's cool to see this series evolve, but I do wonder, like, where's Splatoon 4? What are they going to do with that? Like, they gotta alter it, Dom, because this Splatfest did not get me back. I was like, whatever. But at least I read the article. At least I knew what it was.
There's that.
I actually understood what was happening. But then again, I wrote the guide. Anyway, more Nintendo Switch 2 news. Octopath Traveler and Octopath Traveler 2 are getting Switch 2 editions this October, Donovan.
Yeah, or yesterday in Japan. They got them like the day of announcement for some reason.
Damn.
Which is cool for them. But yeah, these games are already on Switch, so this is like a boost to resolution and frame rate, they said. Obviously, already very beautiful games. Phenomenal games. Octopath Traveler 2 was maybe my favorite RPG, whatever year that was it came out, like 2023 maybe.
Yep.
Yeah, they're getting boost. Looks like there's no upgrade path, which I've seen people sort of upset about, because they are like $60 games, I believe. But if you haven't played them and you own a Switch 2, I mean, Octopath is as good as modern, turn-based RPGs get, in my opinion.
Some of the best. Is it fair to call these the HD 2D games?
Oh yeah. This was like the first Octopath was like the original, I believe. The original HD 2D.
So like,
and they've gone on to use that in the Dragon Quest remakes. Adventures of Elliot uses it. I believe in this they also teased that they're adding Elliot as a playable character in Octopath Traveler 0. They did the thing where they were like a DLC character and they put a silhouette and it's just obviously Elliot. You can see like his big hat and whatever. So that'll be cool. But yeah, I highly recommend these games. I can say enough good things about them if you like that style of video game.
Nice. We have a little bit of Pokemon news here. It's not the kind of Pokemon news that you're looking for, Donovan, but there's also a bunch of Winds and Waves leaks that are recirculating from the Mega Leak or the Giga Leak from however many years ago. But forget that. Pokemon GO celebrated its 10th anniversary last week, and they had a Go Fest global event where they did this cool thing with the Nintendo stores, Donovan. The Nintendo store in I think Shibuya in Tokyo and the one in New York City have a Mewtwo. The Mewtwo disappeared from the stores on the day of the anniversary, and then they had this event in Times Square where like Pokemon took over Times Square for like a little bit.
Yeah. It was very well executed. I love the vision because it was, and I mentioned this in our kind of work chat, but it was like it was the full circle fulfillment of the original trailer for Pokemon Go when they announced it 10 years ago, which to me still is one of the most like memorable video game trailers of my lifetime. Seeing that and all the examples of all the Pokemon running around in the real world and the CG trailer. That trailer ends with a bunch of people in New York City in Times Square and they're looking at their phones and it's like alert, emergency danger, and all the like screens shut off. And then you see Mewtwo come flying through like Times Square and he like rises up in front of like the screen. Where they usually do like the countdown on New Year's, and I believe he starts fighting another Pokemon that shows up. Maybe it's Mew or something. But it was just this epic, like cinematic moment of Pokemon in the real world and what it would look like if Mewtwo like tried to like besiege New York City. And that was like the dramatic like punch at the end. And it was like Pokemon Go this summer. And I remember just thinking like, wow, we were like in the future of video games. So very cool that 10 years later they made it like a real thing in a way.
Yep. And Talking Flower interrupted you trying to steal your shine. But yeah, I agree, man. It was, there's Niantic has done some shady shit with this game when it comes to tracking people and the selling of information and data harvesting and selling that information to governments and to the Department of Defense and stuff. But Ozzy went down to a 10th anniversary celebration in Fullerton, California, and he interviewed a couple people in the Pokemon Go community. And they talked about like why they still play it, and like if you can put some of that data stuff aside, this is one of the most impressive mobile games I think ever made. Like the concept, like what they did, the execution of it, I think has been really impressive.
Few games have dominated or taken over society in the way Pokemon Go has If you had to pick like just a handful of games that have defined that decade of gaming, it kind of just has to be in there. Everybody I knew was playing it. People who had never touched video games were into it. Got people walking, got people outside. I mean, even me and my friends are going to it's like a Pokemon Go night at like the Oriole Stadium next month because the game is just still churning, still doing events, activations in real life. I remember all the arguments between Team Instinct and Mystic and Valor, and like the McDonald's was a Pokestop, but you'd go there and you'd see other people just playing the game, like sitting down eating food. It was a one-of-one sort of experience.
And it's this thing where like it brought my family together. Like it was me traveling the world and like checking in, and like I shared my nephew's account, and he was like super into Pokemon Dynamite. He was like playing, I don't know what the 3DS game was at the time, but he was like super into that era of Pokemon. So when Go came out, he was like 8. And I, instead of like I had my own Pokemon Go account, but I would log into his. And then like, you know, back in 2016, man, I was traveling the world. I was going everywhere. In 2018, you know, or whatever. Like if you look from 2016 to 2019, I was going to Japan. I was going to Vegas. I was going to Los Angeles. I was going to New York City. So I was checking in at all these Pokestops and, you know, getting all these things. And he would just be like blown away by how many Pokemon Center badges he had and like all these things. So Pokemon Go was something that I kept playing because of my travels. And even when I go back to Japan now, like I went to the Pokemon Center in Tokyo and I was like, I got to pull out Go. I got to check in here, you know, cause it's like, it was just cool. And I was playing while I was in line buying some Pokemon cards for my, my friends' kids. But, it was, I understand why people don't like the game now, but a lot of people are still playing it. And I think 10 years is just, I think putting these, you know, you look at Mario Kart Tour, you look at the longevity of Go, and they've tried this with other IP, Donovan. They tried it with like Harry Potter. They tried it with Monster Hunter.
It became a blueprint for a while. There were so many of these. Pikmin has one that's still going. I know a couple people who play the Pikmin one. A lot of franchises have tried to do the Pokemon Go of blank.
Mm-hmm. And they just
came out
to varying levels of success. But the longevity of Go is pretty cool. And if you haven't seen it, check out Ozzy's video where he interviews some people, just like man on the street style, just talking to people about why they still play it. And the answer from almost everyone was the community. A lot of people have like formed friendships just out of being, you know, at raids together, you know, and like, I think the most important thing it did is it got people outside, you know? Yeah. Like it got people outside. It got people going to parks. And I think that's a cool thing. And like all the different places that were stops, just was really interesting. I was always pushing Swenson's to become a stop, David. I was like, why aren't you guys a Pokestop? They never ended up being one. But also like what they chose to make Pokestops, Donovan, or what they chose to make gyms, I thought was always interesting. Like it was interesting places. It was like this cool statue in Nagoya, Japan, like just like random things like this bridge, this river, like cool places. So like if you actually played the game, it took you to interesting places. It really did.
It could make the most mundane of locations seem spectacular, right? Like I lived in like just a suburban town, like 40 miles outside of Baltimore. And like I remember it was like the Target was a gym. And I was like, oh, Mom's going to Target. Like I need to see who has that gym right now because I can't interact with it from up the street because we're too far away. Or like I mentioned, like the McDonald's, where people would just go to a McDonald's just to sit there and like to hit the Pokestop to get the loot or whatever. And people going out and talking to strangers and interacting with them, being like, "Oh, you're playing? Yeah, add me. We can trade. I've got Stardust was like the currency or whatever."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you know, David, cool. In Canton, you know that corner sign for Kent Stark on Frank? That's a Pokestop.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just like the most random shit in Canton is Pokestops. Like it's.
That's a game I would love to do a long read on. I feel like that was mobile gaming at the height of its power.
I think so.
As far as like a proof of concept, like this is what mobile games could do. Even though mobile gaming had been around for a while by that point, you could point to that and say, this is what's possible on this kind of device. Nothing else out can do this right now.
Yeah. I would always argue that Nintendo's biggest miss is not making a Street Pass mobile game.
Yes.
like Street
They
Pass.
should have brought Street Pass for Switch.
Street Pass should still exist. It was one of the coolest things they ever did, but like it would have worked on mobile. Like, and then like they have this Nintendo account now. I know the Nintendo ninjas are watching. So since you're stealing my ideas and running with them, I'm okay with that, obviously. But like Street Pass, like one of the coolest moments I had, I didn't meet Reggie that day, but I was at CES at a behind closed doors meeting with Nintendo with a product that I probably still am under NDA. I can't even talk about it now, but like maybe I can. It was a Wii U. I played the Wii U before anyone at CES, and Nintendo never is publicly there, right? So it's in this hotel, you know, you guys haven't gone to CES, but like you've been to Vegas. It used to be the Las Vegas Hilton. That's where Elvis Presley died. It's like right next to the the Vegas Convention Center. So like we're up in this suite. And this is during the 3DS era, right? This is the Wii U is coming out, but the 3DS is out. So I'm carrying my 3DS with me everywhere. Even at E3, David, I used to bring my 3DS. I street passed with Reggie. Like,
oh yeah, that's right. You told me that.
Yeah, like Reggie Fils-Aimé in Las Vegas. He was not in the room with me, but he was in the suite next door.
That's cool.
So like I walked downstairs and I'm like, holy shit, I got Reggie. Like that's crazy. And yeah, I met with Nintendo and got to try out the Wii U, and I literally suggested the Switch to them when I tried the Wii U. I'm like, this is cool, but man, it would be cool if I could just take this tablet with me anywhere. And then 5 years later, or however many. But yeah, like, dude, Street Pass was so cool. Street Pass made events more fun. And that's kind of what I was talking about with Go. Like, it made going out and being in these places like a thing that I would like, hey, I want to check in here. I want to check in here. Yeah. And dude, it is so cool in Japan, Donovan. Like, just the amount of stops. Like, you pull up Pokemon Go in Tokyo, you are blown away just by like, and like New York City's like that too, or San Francisco's like that. There's other places like that, but they love it over in Japan. Like, there are parks on the weekend where you see people doing raids. Like, I don't know, there's a larger conversation to be had about like companies that behave poorly, but they make cool things, right? And like Niantic is one of those. I agree, David. I think it's a really interesting topic that you could dive into, because it's like the actual game itself, the location style of it, but also the monetization of it. Like, I think they cracked that code. And then like, yeah, the social aspect of it. I think it is a really interesting story. But yeah, 10 years. That's a big deal. And it's still going strong.
Crazy.
Another game that's been out for a really long time, Warframe. They dropped a trailer for Warframe Tau, and this is a game that I think has a Switch 2 edition now, or it should soon.
I think it does. Yeah. I think it does. Definitely got announced at some point. It might be out.
But yeah, they had their TennoCon announcements. Excalibur's coming to Fortnite. They showed off some of their Soulframe stuff, but Soulframe is not out on Switch 2 yet.
No, it's still in early access on PC.
Okay, so that's why. I'm sure eventually it'll come over to Switch 2. But yeah, Warframe, man. I feel like Warframe's been around the entire time I've owned Shacknews, which is kind of wild.
Going, dare I say, stronger than ever. It feels like that game has had a real like upswing the last few years in popularity. Mm-hmm. People have really come around to it, and Digital Extreme just does a fantastic job managing that game. Kind of just always does exactly what the community wants from them, which you can very rarely say in video games.
They listen.
So, yeah.
And when they do make a misstep, they course correct. But like, talk about live service games, man. That's one of the most successful ones of all time.
Yep.
And yeah, their community event was this weekend. Just a lot of crazy stuff going on in the same weekend. Dude, this news, I couldn't let this news go. I saw this one, man. I was like, we have to talk about this. Even though college football is not on Switch 2 for some sort of horrible reason, they had a community moment in the last week, man. EA College Football 27 is removing microtransactions, David, from their single player Road to Glory mode and online Dynasty mode. This is why I did not buy the game, Donovan. I was like, when I saw that they were putting microtransactions in the single player, I was like, I'm out. I'm good. But also, this is what it looks like when you sell your company to Saudi and the Kushners and Silver Lake for $55 billion. They're like, we made 500 million off of this last year, but how do we make more money? And this is exactly what you get. But it was such a backlash, David, that they've had to backpedal on this. Because there was like a whole play but don't pay, like hashtag.
Hashtag, yeah. CFB play don't, or EA play don't pay, yeah. Yeah.
So, but also like, man, they're doing all sorts of shady shit here, Donovan. The MVP pack where you buy, it's like, was it $150?
Yeah, you get both. You pretty much, essentially you're pre-ordering the deluxe versions of Madden and college football as a bundle. And you get all the like bells and whistles, and you got like a 7-day early access for college football. I think they'll probably do the same thing for Madden. Yeah.
I don't like any of this.
Yeah, but this story was crazy. I was genuinely shocked when I read this because I had been seeing the movement. I'd been following it because I'm playing college football, and I pops up on my timeline. I didn't think anything would come of this. I was like, man, I see every year when fans of a popular game try to like force change. And at the end of the day, it's just there's too popular, too much money coming in for the studio to actually buckle. But they did. And this whole thing to me screamed publisher overreach, right? Like this was 100% like EA. This was not like, is it Tiburon? I forget. It wasn't the studio. I don't think this was the developers. There were reports that they had kind of been like behind the scenes really arguing about this in the like lead up to the game's reveal. The content creator Bordeaux, who was kind of like one of the guys leading the charge on this, he's a big CFB content creator, vowed to never work with them again after this because he said that obviously they had like creators at events, they got like early builds of the game to play to make content with. This stuff wasn't in it. So they were making this build, they were showing off all the cool stuff. They're like, hey guys, this game's really fun. And then people bought the game and they were like, hey, why didn't you tell us that they had these greedy microtransactions in it? The creators were like, we didn't know.
It was some Thursday a few weeks ago. I can't remember how long down. It might have been a month ago. Not a word about this. They showed off different gameplay tweaks. They showed off all this stuff. They had this event in Chicago that Shacknews definitely wasn't invited to. But like they were like, here's all this cool stuff, David. But they didn't mention this like very material change to the single player experience. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, I don't want to. I'm not going to buy this game going forward, Donovan, because like I know they're going to try it again. They said it in their statement. Like we're still figuring out how to do this.
They said something about our CFB 28 live service plans or something. Yeah.
So like, why I still play the game on my Xbox 360, David, is you've seen the Bizarro Wolverines, right? Like I can make my own recruits. And I can give them 99 overall ratings. I can make them all giant brick shit houses, right? Like, there is a level of player agency that existed in 2013 that does not exist even in the last game that Diamond gave like an 8 out of 10. Like, it wasn't there, but at least it wasn't monetizing your single player experience. Which, man, Diamond, we've talked about this. NBA 2K is guilty of this in a big way. They have monetized the My Player side of things.
Yeah.
Where like you need to get XP to make your character better, David. They put money behind it. You can just pay to boost your character. Like, what the fuck's the point of playing these games? And like so many kids dump hundreds of dollars into their fucking My Player every year. But guess what?
Oh yeah.
It does not transfer to the next season. So you have to buy the game all over again, and you have to buy the virtual currency all over again every fucking year, which is why I don't buy NBA 2K anymore.
Yeah, the stuff like that, like virtual currency has had more of a presence in the WWE 2K games over the last couple of years, but nothing in single player yet, which is nice. But I definitely, like, one reason I don't invest in those games is because since I'm kind of the de facto reviewer at Shacknews, I get it every year, which is nice. But if I didn't, I probably wouldn't pick it up just because I don't want to get sucked into any further microtransaction stuff that they do. I'd rather have a great roster with a lot of downloadable wrestlers available that I want without having to pay for all this stuff.
And in your review this year, you knocked it down a point because of the microtransactions in the island. And they have made it less easy to share wrestlers across platforms now. So like they have actually implemented things that are anti-creator, where like you had these really talented people who would make wrestlers or whoever, right? That they were actually better character models than the game. So like you had these creators who could upload it on PC, but it would be available on the marketplace that you could download for free on the Switch 2 or on the Xbox. They got rid of that entirely. So now these creators have to upload a creative player to each single platform. So they made it harder in the recent 2K, I think, is more guilty of this shit, Donovan, than EA. But EA, I knew this would happen because Madden is full of this shit. It's just they haven't infected the single player in Madden because no one gives a fuck about single player in Madden. People care about their dynasties. Like your friend group has like an online dynasty league. Like you guys care about this shit. To put a microtransaction gate in front of this, such a fail. And it shows you these are the people who made this decision are definitely not the people who care about this franchise. Like they're not. And it's I just think it's super shitty.
It's was a mess, but I mean the good news is they removed them from Road to Glory and Online Dynasty. It's still a thing in the Ultimate Team mode, but it always was, so that's whatever.
Ultimate Team is always gonna have that shit. Because it's literally a card-based mechanic. It is a lot like the island, David. Like I got Barry Sanders. Like I can put him on my team. But like I'm gonna keep playing NCAA 2013, Donovan. I'm in the year, it's Coach Divix has never lost a national title. You know, he's running a clean team in the Bizarre Wolverines. No NIL exists. There's, I get it. Like the other thing, like there's this coach like skill tree, David. Like they were monetizing a skill tree in a single player mode. That's like so gross.
Yeah, I remember my first brush with this, I guess, kind of live service stuff was Mortal Kombat X in 2015. Season passes were hardly new then, but I just happened to not buy a lot of games that had them.
Yeah.
So I boot up Mortal Kombat 10 for the first time. And it's like right on the main menu. It's like Goro on sale now. Buy season pass or season 1 characters, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, man, this feels like a mobile game. Like that was my only point of reference for it. And so I guess I don't mind that when that stuff is involved with like other modes, but when it comes to like single player and competitive stuff, I don't want to see a trace of it anywhere. Buying characters is no big deal, but that was like the start of it.
I feel like cosmetics, fine.
Yeah.
Like as shitty as Rocket League's monetization is, Donovan, it doesn't affect the gameplay. Like it's just a goal explosion. Should goal explosions cost $20? Probably not. But like, at least it's just that, like this is like an online dynasty. You could pay to win.
Yeah, if you there's a setting the commissioner can choose to activate those or not, but if they're on, you certainly could. You could just straight up buy your way to an advantage.
And that's stupid. Like, what's the point of even playing games if that's what it is? So yeah, EA ruining one of my favorite franchises, but then the community standing up. So you know what, gamers? Good job. Reddit, YouTube, Twitter. You did your thing, like for once. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I'm proud of you guys. Now do it again with Madden. Nah, it won't happen. Madden creator community, man, they love MUT. Like they're all about that shit.
That's the big difference, I think, to me, is that Madden's like trademark mode is Ultimate Team. College football's trademark mode isn't Ultimate Team. It's probably Dynasty. So I think that's why you saw such an uproar because Dynasty players aren't used to shit like that. Whereas MUT, that's what MUT is a market. So you're never going to get that kind of movement with Madden. Plus, college football just has way more goodwill than Madden has had in the last 15 years.
So you like recruiting in Dynasty mode?
Oh, I do. Yeah, I love it. I think Dynasty is a lot of fun, and I like the stuff they've added with the blueprint and the roster, or not roster, the staff management. I think is all pretty cool.
Yeah, so like that's so different than Madden. Like you're not.
It is. Yeah.
You're never gonna have to recruit a player in Madden. It's like there's like a very stark difference in these games where the single player, like, you can just buy college football and never go online and have a great time.
For sure.
I don't know if that's true in Madden anymore, which sucks. But yeah, I love the college football franchise. I love the sport of college football. And
pretty cool.
I just think it's in a weird place again. It's really unfortunate, man. It only took him a couple years to ruin this franchise, or at least attempt to ruin it. But yeah, good on players for actually voicing their opinion and getting them to stop. Some other gaming news. Summer Games Done Quick 2026 happened, guys. They raised $2.4 million for Doctors Without Borders. That's amazing. They had some awesome Nintendo runs, guys. I talked about it last week. They had the Super Mario Odyssey run. They did a Super Mario Maker 2 troll race. Hilarious. I had to donate during it. So Team Shacknews donated during the Mario Maker 2 run. Just the fun. If you hate my levels, you would hate those levels. Like,
I don't hate your levels.
Some people hate my levels.
Some people maybe.
Most people on staff can't even beat my levels. But I have some trolly things. You know, like a pipe that you shouldn't go in, right? But these are like, you finally get through this really tough part, and then you get to the door, and then just an enemy drops on you. Like, there's all these, like, it's just, troll levels are fascinating to me. And like they hit the incentive, so they did like a behind the scenes look at the troll levels, and like it was really a cool stream because you had the two runners, and then behind them you had the creator of the levels. So like they were all there, right? And like talking about the playtesting of it and stuff. It was just a really cool stream. They did a Super DRAM World 3. It was a Super Mario World ROM hack level, David, like, or world. I don't even know game. I don't know how you describe those at this point. Every time I see a ROM hack, David, like, I'm like, should I get into this? Like, it just feels like the extension of Mario Maker for me.
It does, but man, like, those games are so brutal. I'll be honest, I don't know if I have the reflexes and stuff for.
Oh, I'm not.
You're not talking Kaizo.
No,
not talking Kaizo.
I don't want to make a Kaizo level. I can barely shell jump. I did. Shout out to Grand Pooh Bear, one of the greatest Mario runners ever. He made a level in Super Mario Maker 2, which Nintendo pulled off of the server because they hate that guy. He made like a training course for shell jumping.
Oh, cool.
So I downloaded it before it got removed. So like there are times where like I'm like, okay, I'll go practice my Kaizo, but man, that shit's hard. I'm just thinking like there's so many things they've done to alter how Mario World works. I just think it's interesting. But then I'm like, I don't want to. There's so much time. But it's like they're making brand new games, dude. It speaks to just how good Super Mario World is that you can do all that with that source code.
About 3 years ago, I got super into Mario World ROM hacks, and they weren't Kaizo at all. They were just like Super Mario World, Welcome Back to Dinosaur Land was a really good one, games like that. And I could play nothing but those for probably years and be fine.
Yeah.
Such high quality.
That's what I was getting at. It's not just not just the Kaizo scene, which is really damn impressive. And they've actually, the Kaizo scene has moved into Super Mario Bros. 2. David, like there's now Kaizo levels being made in 2.
That's cool.
Which is insane because you think about how you behave when you have the super mushroom in Mario 2 is different than the other games, right? Because you can stand on things and then pull them up. So like that creates this whole other meta. So I've been watching Grand Pooh Bear stream that too. The Kaizo scene's fascinating to me. I will always watch it. I'm not ever going to make I would never make a level that requires a shell jump because I can barely do a shell jump. It is so fucking hard. So, you know, in Mario Maker, you have to be able to beat your own level to upload it.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I will continue to avoid that. But yeah, shout out to Games Done Quick. $2.4 million raised.
I enjoyed they did a Pokemon Fire Red speedrun. It was like a challenge where two people were racing against each other. I thought that one was really good.
Oh, cool.
They did a Stardew Valley race. They did
a Tears race from like start to credits. It was like an hour and a half. That was pretty cool.
Wild. Yeah. How the fuck can you beat that game that quickly? I still don't understand what I was looking at. Oh, the Link to the Past run was awesome. Dude,
yeah. The
hacks, like the glitches in Link to the Past runs now, crazy, David. The shit that they're doing where like you like hack the game so you're swimming the whole time. Like there's like a couple of like ledges that you can fall off at a certain angle. The things that they figured out, and that run specifically was being done on the SNES like classic console. So it's like there's like different builds of the games that have different glitches. Like the shit that this community finds out, like forget how you feel about Doctors Without Borders or about Games Done Quick. I care about these runners and like their stories and watching how talented they are. And we had a Mario runner post a long read, David.
Yeah.
Sarah Hovda post a long read about her journey as a runner. And I highly recommend people read it. But yeah, it's just, I think regardless of how you feel about the certain charities or even the organization doing that stream, I really enjoy watching Games Done Quick every year because there's going to be a game that you care about or a runner that you care about, and you're going to get to see something cool happen. And yeah, it was great. And then the next day, GDQ had a sponsored stream with SNK. It was a Metal Slug 30th anniversary stream that they were doing. And they canceled. They had to cancel it because the community was very upset that they were taking money from Saudi Arabia's public investment fund because the PIF actually... I've been doing some research, David, for a feature I'm going to write. Okay. The ownership, Saudi ownership in gaming, Saudi ownership of tech companies and stakes in tech companies. So through Savvy Games Group, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of the Public Investment Fund, which is basically funded by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, they own all of SNK. So that's Fatal Fury, that's King of Fighters, it's Metal Slug, it's any SNK games. So they had to cancel the stream. People were furious at them. They returned the money. They said they refused the funds. They canceled the stream. Yeah. So interesting. Another example of player's voice, Donovan.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a bit of a minefield with some of the companies that are behind these games or that own the people behind these games, I should say.
And if you think about just like technology in general, these uber wealthy funds, because I've been doing a deep dive, David, and I'll be honest with you, I'm struggling to write this feature that I'm working on because the Saudi Arabian government is so opaque. Yeah. They're intentionally hiding things. There's individuals in the royal kingdom or the kingdom of Saudi Arabia who own things. Then there's the individuals who fund the PIF, which is like the Saudi family's wealth fund, right? That's their sovereign wealth is what they call it. And then they create all these subsidiary companies. So there's Savvy Games Group. And Savvy Games Group owns a stake in Nintendo and owns a stake in Take-Two Interactive and owns, all of SNK. But then they also own Evo. But wait, it's not Savvy Game Group that owns Evo. It's this other company called Qiddiya Group, which is also wholly owned by the Saudi Arabian government. And they've done this in a way to avoid some SEC filing requirements. So the Securities and Exchange Commission here in the United States requires institutional investors to disclose investments. But because some of these companies are private and privately held and held in Saudi Arabia, they don't have the same filing requirements. So then you have to go dig into the public filings of the companies that are owned by these private companies, because if they get over 5%, then they have to disclose it. So like I was digging through Take-Two Interactive filings, Nintendo filings, Uber filings to find this information. And then what do I find? The PIF funds SoftBank's Vision Fund. And you guys know SoftBank. SoftBank invests in ARM Holdings. ARM Holdings is the chip inside of all of our fucking phones. If you have an Android, if you have an iPhone, if you have a MacBook that runs on those M processors, if you have an iPad, if you have a Nintendo Switch or Nintendo Switch 2, you have an ARM processor, which is partially owned by a company that's partially owned by the Saudi Arabian government. So I guess my question here, and the question I have, is like, where am I supposed to draw the line in hating companies that are partially owned by Saudi Arabia?
I think that it is up to each individual to kind of draw their own line in the sand, honestly. Like, you can't just look at all the products you listed. You can't say, well, I'm not going to buy any product that is, has investments from Saudi Arabia in it, because, people need phones. To take video games out of it, you need a phone these days. Yeah, like, I don't know. I have friends who, like, I don't need a Chick-fil-A because of certain organizations and causes they donate to. But that's me. That's my line in the sand. That's one of them,
Yeah. Oh, no, I get the whole vote with your dollar thing. But when we are not billionaires and the billionaires are doing this shit, we're not going to win. No. They don't give a fuck. And but I guess my point is, are we going to draw the line at partial ownership or whole ownership? I understand the whole ownership thing. Like if it's SNK, 100% owned by them, all the money benefits them. But, we were chatting about this in our Slack, and Sam Chandler brought this video up from Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter, rest in peace. But he talked about his conservation efforts. He bought a bunch of land to keep it nature, right? And to create natural life habitats. And he said, I don't care where the money comes from. My mission is to keep as much natural land safe. I don't care how they made the money. So it's like, is that, going back to this GDQ thing, they were going to raise money for charity with this stream. They weren't doing this for monetary benefit. They were raising money. Is that immoral to raise money from a source? Look, I'll be very honest how I feel about the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Fuck the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. They chopped up Jamal Khashoggi and put him in a suitcase.
Yeah.
An American journalist was murdered by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and they covered it up. So, that's a horrible thing that happened. Is it wrong to take their money and to give, what if we take all their money and we give it to a trans charity?
Yeah.
They hate trans people.
Mm-hmm.
Is that immoral? I think I don't know the answer to this. It's just a thought I've had. You know what I mean? I think it's like a moral quandary that I think we're all going to have to face, because this isn't going to go away.
No, it's also like I skip the WWE events in Saudi Arabia because that's another way I vote with my dollar. But that's a partial investment. There have been rumors swirling for years that they could just buy WWE.
Yeah.
And they very well could. I think if it were 100% ownership, I would probably have to bow out, but it's different where like they have a stake in Nintendo, right? They have investment in Nintendo.
Yeah.
I'm still going to buy Ocarina of Time remake. I'm still going to buy Nintendo games.
I think one of the most interesting things that happened specifically with Nintendo when Saudi disclosed the stake, which was 10% at the time, Nintendo put out a press release explaining the poison pill provision in their organizational documents. Because a poison pill is that if they feel there is a hostile takeover going on, they can keep flooding the market with their shares to prevent a company from buying the entire company. Nintendo has a specific procedure in their charter to prevent a hostile takeover. And then, at the time, Saudi owned close to 10%. They have decreased their position in Nintendo to 5% as a result, because I had a feeling they were trying to buy the whole damn thing. So it's like, if you start knocking everything off that is partially owned by Saudi Arabia, you won't consume anything.
Right.
You better not pump gas. You better not, there's a lot of things that if you have that level of religion, and I'm not telling people not to vote with their dollar, you should. If something makes you feel bad, don't do it. And I do think it's a personal judgment thing. But I do think there's an ethical question here. Is it wrong for a charity to take money from a dubious source?
I don't think so. I kind of side with Steve Irwin on this. I think it's what you do with it that matters.
Yeah. And just from an investment standpoint, I've always been it's one of my, I have a few, here are my first 2 rules of investing. I'm going to give you guys a game for free. Trade the market you have, not the market you want. And everybody's got to eat. So those are my first 2 rules. Number 3, you guys want to know number 3?
Yeah.
Rich people will always be rich. This kind of sums up this whole situation. So it's, I don't know. That second rule, if we can take money from rich people and make sure everyone can eat, does it cancel it out if they're shitty rich people? Because most filthy rich people are pieces of shit. And we're seeing that with, vote with your dollar. Don't use Twitter. Elon's a piece of shit. Twitter seems to be still existing. If I could use Twitter as a way to actually push an agenda that is anti-billionaire, is that a better use of my energy than not using it entirely? So I think it goes back to that. Can I take the money from Saudi and give it to people who need it? But at the same time, we know that the Saudi Arabian government, when it comes to Evo, is going to silence vocally trans people or vocally LGBTQ plus people. So it's I do think it's a case by case basis, but Evo still went off. That still happened this year. People may have boycotted some people in the FGC may not have shown up, but it was still there. It's I worry that there's a very vocal group of people online who think they can push things around. And in the case of EA, it worked, right? In the case of GDQ, it worked. But I don't know. I think it's a topic I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to write about. So I'm kind of figuring out my future here on the podcast, but I'm in the middle of doing research for it. And as I was doing it, David, I was just man, this is muddied. But I will say this, the fact that it's been 3 days or 2 days of me trying to research what Saudi owns, they are a black box, man. They're trying to hide when it's convenient, Donovan. When it's something that they want you to know about, oh boy, check out our esports thing or check out Live Golf when they cared about Live Golf, right?
Yeah.
Or didn't they sign Ronaldo to some like stupid soccer deal? Like
He's on one of those teams, yeah.
Yeah. So like when it's sports washing, they're super transparent about it. But when they don't want you to know, good God, it's like 8 levels of Google. And I'm in the SEC Edgar. Like, I don't know if you guys know what Edgar is. It's their own search engine for the SEC, which is like a massive database of every corporate filing you could imagine. And I'm going through 13 Ds. I'm trying to find, and even just this year, they shifted their ownership away, like Nintendo stake, the Take-Two stake. They shifted it all to Savvy Game Group because it's more opaque. They're like hiding things. Because like they don't want people to boycott GTA 6 because it's 5% owned by the Saudi government. So they create shit like Savvy Game Group. That doesn't sound like Saudi. That's not the public investment fund, but it's wholly owned by them. It's a Russian nesting doll of shell corporations. It's weird. And then it's diversified. It's all over the place. So, Kadia owns Evo, and Savvy owns the stake in Take-Two, not the PIF. When you write about it, you're not saying PIF. You're saying Savvy.
Yeah.
This all reminds me, though, of the anti-Tencent movement from a few years ago. Remember when everyone hated the Chinese Communist Party, and oddly enough, it was because of how they treated Uyghurs, the Muslims in the western part of China.
Mm-hmm.
People seem to have forgotten about Tencent. They still own Riot Games. Wholly, 100% owned by China. And if you go look at the board of directors on Tencent's board, all high-ranking Communist Party members in China. I remember a few years ago, we hated crypto companies. We want to keep crypto companies out of gaming. And then an NFT company bailed out Game Informer. So it's like, I get it. You can be outraged at this. You should be. It's very nuanced.
You think it was a bad idea to have this special stream canceled? Like, would you have gone through with it in their position?
My question when I saw this news was, why did they agree to it in the first place?
Right.
I don't think I would have agreed to do it, is my answer.
Oh, okay. Well,
so I'm really confused. If they are this charity organization that is mindful of the trans community and the LGBTQ plus community, right? Which is, I think, why people were specifically mad about this. Why would people shout trans rights all throughout GDQ. You know, you hear it in the crowd, you hear it in the donation messages. For this organization to agree to this, I was very confused by it. But what I mentioned this in the discussion. All throughout GDQ, you know who one of their title sponsors was? AMD.
oh yeah.
You know, AMD has donated to MAGA Incorporated, which is a super PAC for Trump.
Yeah.
Has Trump been very good to the LGBTQ plus community in this second run?
I would say no.
So why the fuck is that not a problem?
Right.
I don't think people even know this connection. I just learned about it myself.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's all shell game. These companies are being dubious. The whole concept of super PACs, Donovan, is fucked. Like, that you can create these corporations that can spend an unlimited amount of money for politicians, because an individual can only spend a certain amount per year on political donations, Donovan. But corporations can donate to other corporations infinitely. So it's like, why is AMD a title sponsor of GDQ not an issue? I took issue with it. I was like, that's fucked. But I still donated. Because I'm like, even if like one kid can get healthcare in some impoverished nation from my donation, by all means, I'll do that. But like, I get it. There's like, everyone wants to be cynical. everyone wants to be woke. There's nothing wrong with trying to be ethical. I just think there's nuance to all this. And like people are not paying attention to the whole story. So it's like, it's okay to take the AMD money, but not the SNK money. Like, dude, the MAGA Inc. stuff. You know, the largest donator to MAGA Inc. in the last few years, Greg Brockman, who's the COO of OpenAI.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's like something like $25 million he's donated. So like, it's such a mess, dude. So like, I would recommend people pay attention to super PAC donations, which public corporations do have to disclose that because it's like lobbying essentially. But AMD went like 20 some years without doing a political donation. Once again, shout out to Gamers Nexus. They've been doing a great job covering this stuff. But yeah, they got blacklisted from AMD for doing this. So like there is like the other side of it. Like if you say no to these companies one time, or if you write a headline that pisses off the wrong PR person, you could get blacklisted. So yeah, anyway, yeah, what a mess. But yeah, I'm still figuring out how to write about this, David. But I think it was a discussion, definitely a discussion that I wanted to have here.
Yeah, it's worth having for sure.
I'm curious what other people think. But I agree with your point. I think both of you guys kind of made it. It's like an individual decision that is fine to be made. I'm not going to judge anyone who feels any way about anything. Like the people who went to Evo, I'm not like, oh, how dare you go to Evo? I'm like, okay, go to Evo. Like the stories at Evo of those like people who were unknown that become champions, I'm not going to hate that story just because Saudi Arabia owns them now. Like, that's still a cool story about a kid who, like, made life-changing money for their family from playing a fighting game. Like, that's cool.
Right.
You know? Like, I'm not going to be mad at that guy. But like, I understand that how some people are like, I'm not going to go. I think Sonic Fox has been interesting to watch as they're, like, super vocal, but are still participating in Evo. You know? So I think there's watching this whole thing play out. But then there's also Sajam, who was, like, one of the biggest commentators in the FGC. He's boycotted Evo entirely. He does his own thing. He does the Sajam Slam. Maximilian dude used to do like co-streams live from the Evo show floor. He stopped this year. It's like a personal decision about taking the Saudi money or not, right? Clearly, like GDQ, I think did the right thing in listening to their community. But I'm baffled at how it got to this point. But then I look at the AMD sponsorship and I'm like, okay, I'm not that confused. Anyway, much better news to move on to here. Dude, hi Nintendo Ninja. You're still watching, clearly. I was complaining when they put Mario Kart World on the Nintendo Music app, right? Because I said, we got Mario Kart World's OST on Nintendo Music before F-099's. Then what happened? I think it was like, oh yeah, it was during my stream on Thursday, during Dealer's Choice. 9:15 p.m., Donovan, right when Mewtwo hit Times Square, the exact same moment. Nintendo of America tweets, F-099 OST is now available on Nintendo Music. And guys, it's 44 tracks. Did you guys even know there were 44 songs in F-099?
I did not.
No.
This is, I don't know if you guys remember, I nominated F-099 for like every Shacknews award I could in 2023. And even afterwards, but like one of the ones that it lost in was Best Music. And it lost to Octopath Traveler 2. Very good soundtrack. I'm not going to argue with that. But this is amazing. My app usage for Nintendo Music has gone through the roof. I love this so much. I actually logged into Nintendo Music on my browser, Donovan. Like, have you ever done that?
No.
Yeah, you can do that. They have like a browser support now. I was telling David, I'm like, mark this date down because my productivity is going to go through the roof because I can just have F-Zero music on while I'm working now. You know, and like, so it's like, I saw some people being like, but this is just the SNES game music. I'm like, no. It is remixes of the SNES game. So it's like remasters, it's new takes on it, but there's also all the menu music. There's the start screen music. There's the post-game lobby music. There's the credits music. There's the song that plays when you win the Grand Prix or you place in the top 3 of the Grand Prix. That's all in this. And then there's the individual, like I've talked to you about this, David, the individual events that they do, the Meteor event, I've talked about it on this podcast, or the festival event, which is going on right now. Those special events in the middle screen, when they come on, because it's every 10 minutes or every 20 minutes, the song in the menu changes. Each of those, from the Frozen World Tour, from the festival, from the Meteor event, they're all in this. And then all those, I complain about the special tracks, the question marks or whatever. One thing I'll never complain about are the songs on the special tracks, because they're mashups. They take 2 levels and they put them together. So it's like Firefield and Mute City. But not only do they take the levels and mash them up, they take the songs and mash them up. So these are some of the biggest bangers on the soundtrack. So yeah, it's available on Nintendo Music. That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Nintendo Switch Online required to listen to it there, but whatever. I think it has made some of my YouTube videos obsolete, guys. I loved these special event songs so much that I would make shorts out of them. I'm like, here, listen to this, please. So that's not all the F-Zero 99 news I have. I finally did it, guys. I got to S20. This is a big deal because at S20, I am now eligible for elite ranking. So, all year, David, I've been saying I've been racing at an elite level. Well, now it's true. I have a stamp of approval from the game itself. I am among the elites.
Literally have. Yeah.
So 145 wins to get there. A little less than 3 years to get there, but I am at S20 now. I can't lose my S20 status. Once you get there, you're there forever. So that's cool. It was a struggle. It took me like 3 weeks when I was like in the S19 range for a while, and then Star Fox came out, so I had to take some time off. But I came back. I dropped down to the S18 ranks a couple weeks ago, and I kind of climbed all the way back. Someone on stream told me, hey, if you get to S20, you get to keep it. I was like, oh, really? And like, once again, a special song plays, like a little like fanfare plays, and there's like a screen that shows up when it happens. So yeah. S20. The festival event's still going on, so I'm going to stream it one more time this week on Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time on the Shacknews streaming platforms. But yeah, now I'm going to try to become the best in the universe. That's the last thing I have left. The problem is it is a time commitment, right? This is like, TJ was mentioning in chat when I was streaming, F-Zero 99 really does resemble a fighting game in a lot of ways. The grind, the ranking, the head-to-head stuff, the rivals. So yeah, like I am in this elite rank now. I am running into the same racers a lot of the time. And like we are developing like literal rivalries. They're not just like game rivalries. It's like, I've seen this guy before. And they see me. It's funny. Like I can tell some people, they raced against me in the previous race, and then we get back into the lobby and they see my name again. They see the 99 plus above me and they just quit out. It's like, I'm starting to like, people are afraid of Earl Divix now, which, I mean, he's a bad man. But yeah, big week for the F-Zero 99 community, man. Like we got the soundtrack and we got me and S20. I'm out here just cracking skulls. But yeah, I do want to say something though. After I did it, I raced one more time and I did get a win on my first race after hitting S20. So that was kind of cool. But I was like, I should probably take another little break from playing. And I've been playing a mobile game while listening to podcasts on my TV. You guys want to guess what mobile game I've been playing?
Nico Nico.
That was my guess. Damn it.
No,
I don't know.
It's a former crack addiction.
Tiny Tower. No, I don't know.
Former Shacknews Game of the Year.
Oh, the tennis game?
No.
Did that not win Game of the Year?
Retro Slam Tennis did win Mobile Game of the Year it came out, I believe, but it did no.
No, I can't guess.
You guys don't know?
I don't think so. No.
Balatro.
Oh boy.
Oh. That is like being back on the stuff again. Yeah.
You exchanged the stuff for the other stuff.
I did, man. I was like, I love that game. I love Balatro, but it is like a time vortex. It's a good second screen experience though, Donovan, because like it's not as involved. It's not, you don't have to be locked in like when you're playing an F-Zero game or like something that's, you know, online.
No, and it's also you take turns, so you can kind of just stop and put your phone on for 2 minutes if you need to.
Yeah. So I've just kind of wanted to chill out, like just kind of enjoy my victory in F-Zero, and just, I'll be back. I obviously will. It's not that I've stopped playing it. It was just like, you know, I did something. I should probably, it was like when I hit 99, right? Or when I hit 100 wins, I was like, I'm going to take a little break. It's not hit S20. I'm like, I'm going to take a little break. But like the next, I said it last time when I hit 99, like what was my next goal? I want to win a Grand Prix. And that's like a different kind of vibe. You have to win, you have to progress in 5 straight races, and you have to place highly in them so that you're the leader at the end. But the World Tour is still going on. I'm going to try to win the World Tour this week as well. But like, there's still like white whales out there for me in F-Zero 99. But yeah, I popped Balatro back on my phone because it's a great phone game, Donovan. It's like,
it is a good mobile game. I've played it on planes and it was quite delightful.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Like, you know, I didn't go back to Ball Pit at least, because that's like,
it's another one. Yeah.
I was like, I'm still not on the Ball Pit yet. Maybe I'll go back to that, but I feel like I need to stay away from that game. But yeah, because you can just put down Balatro, you can come back to it. You know, it's good for that. I think it's a great mobile game. That game, you know, it won Shacknews Game of the Year, Mobile Game of the Year, and Indie Game of the Year. It's the only game to ever do that.
Triple Crown.
Yeah, it's a really damn impressive game. It's still really good. So I'm back for now.
It's a great game. I know they teased there'd be like another DLC thing at some point. So whenever that happens, I'll probably dip back in. But yeah, that's all timer right there.
Yeah, it holds up, man. The game holds up great. But yeah, speaking of going back to games, David said, yeah, I'm not going to play The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time before the 4K remake comes out, Dom. And guess what he did?
Yeah.
He went right back to it. But I want to talk to you about a screenshot that you sent me, David.
Oh, okay.
Rauru.
Yeah.
So Rauru is a character, not just in Tears of the Kingdom, Donovan, but also in The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Really?
Yeah. And he talks about being one of the first sages, right, David?
He's the Sage of Light. Yeah.
Which, oddly enough, that was his power in Tears of the Kingdom as well.
There you
go. Are these different Rarus?
That's a good question, actually. I can't remember where Ocarina of Time falls on the timeline now, since...
It's the beginning, technically.
No, it's not. Skyward Sword precedes it now.
Oh. But Skyward Sword is the Zonai were created in the Skyward Sword, right? The concept of them?
Yes, I think so. Yes.
And that's what Rauru is in Tears.
Right.
But the hero from Ocarina is in Skyward Sword.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's the same timeline.
Yeah, I think they're different, though. I do think they're different. I think it might be a spirit thing. Because, so Ocarina of Time was Rauru's introduction as far as like Zelda games go.
Yeah.
But I think they are two different ones.
Because they look different.
I'm not sure. They look very different.
Yeah. So is it like that, you know who I'm talking about, the character who is the hero of time in Skyward Sword? Do you think that's like a trans-dimensional thing going on there?
I don't know, actually. That's a good question. I'm curious now. I want to refresh myself on the timeline.
Because when you sent me that, and it's Rauru telling you about how you're the only one
Yep.
who can stand on the pedestal of time, and he tells you that you are the hero of time. I was just
Right.
like, damn, Rauru. I didn't even remember that, David. I was like, Rauru was in Ocarina. And I was like, is this the same Rauru? Because I always ask that because I've always felt like Link and Zelda in Breath of the Wild Tears are not the same Link and Zelda from Ocarina of Time.
They're not. No.
So it stands to reason that Rauru isn't either. Like it's a different timeline,
Yeah.
you know? Or
And Zelda goes back. She goes back to the past in that, right? Like that's where you encounter.
she
Rauru.
goes to the origin of the kingdom of Hyrule in that timeline. And that's where
Yeah.
she meets Sonia and Rauru.
Right.
So it's just like,
So
I wonder
yeah,
if they're
I think they
parallel.
yeah, they could be, but I definitely think they're two different Rarus.
Oh, they look very
they are.
different.
Yeah.
Rauru doesn't have a mechanical arm in Ocarina.
No.
He's a dude.
And I mean, we know like there's always a hero, like there's always courage, wisdom, and power. And Link and Zelda and Ganon are always reincarnated. Maybe Rauru is too.
'Cause he's light.
He's the leader of the sages. Well, actually, the leader of the sages is someone else. I don't want to spoil it for Donovan, but Rauru is the first sage you meet in
Yeah.
Ocarina of Time. So
Oddly enough, he's the first. He's the first sage Link meets in Tears.
there you go. Yeah.
There's
There's
just
definitely.
echoes.
I love the echo. I was going to say that word exactly. Like I love the echoes in the timeline of this series.
And also, like, think about that first Sky Island you're on in Tears, David. That's the Temple of Time.
Yep.
And I don't know, Donovan, have you beat Tears of the Kingdom yet?
I have not, no.
Do you know the ending?
Not entirely.
Okay, I'm not going to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it for anyone who's listening either. But there is
Entirely. I didn't.
there is a reference in the first 20 minutes. The first minute that you're on the Sky Island in Tears, there's a reference to the ending of the game. Right there. It is so cool. When you go back and you look at the beginning of that game, you're like, my God, they're just multiple times Nintendo thumbs their nose at you in that game. And also even in the trailer, there's like, you know, where Zelda's like, Link, you must find me in the third trailer they dropped for Tears. She says that right before one of the most consequential moments in the game. But when you just see it in the trailer, they're not spoiling anything. You're just like, oh, Zelda's lost. She needs Link to save her, right?
Yeah.
But like what she does right after she says that is the most consequential story moment in the game. So, but to your, like, I just think it's really interesting, man. Like, I love the time travel mechanic in Zelda games. I think it's like hugely important. And Ocarina does it better than anything. And the way that it informs the narrative of the game is so cool. And yeah, like, the concept of the hero of time is cool. Like, being that guy, and like, when you were a kid playing this game and being told that by Rauru, and like, then seeing what that means, and like, getting the Master Sword, and seeing what getting the Master Sword means, like, yeah.
And the ending, what happens to Link in the ending, which is, you know, interesting. But yeah, I think, Donovan, I think you really like the story in this game. I think Asif has talked about it before, but it's one of my favorite, like, traditional Zelda game, meaning Zelda with dungeons stories. And it's just fun to watch unfold. There are a lot of mysteries to unfold, a lot of, like, time travel stuff to unpack that's pretty fun. And that's actually what I was thinking about as I've been playing. Like, how could they improve this in the remake? They don't. The time travel stuff is really cool, but other than visual, like Hyrule Castle is wrecked when you're an adult because Ganon's taken over. I really hope they play more with the time travel mechanics and the result of Ganon coming into power in the remake, because that would be cool just to see more consequences from all your time jumping, you know.
And even like,
you do it so often.
Even in Link to the Past, like, because I just watched that speedrun this weekend, the way that the Dark World, like what you do in the light world has consequences in the dark world. Like, I think that's a really cool thing. I think games like, I was talking about this, but like Day of the Tentacle, I think is one of my favorite games when it comes to like the consequences of time travel.
Yeah.
There's like, I don't think it's possible to spoil Day of the Tentacle in 2026. I'm going to just say this one thing. So you're in the future, Donovan. I can't remember the girl character. She needs to look like a tentacle to get into a room. So the guy in the past, he gets, who's the person who made the American flag? I can't remember her name.
Betsy Ross, right?
Betsy Ross. He gets Betsy Ross to change the design of the American flag to be a tentacle.
Nice.
So then he gets then he has to steal the tentacle flag and throw it into a toilet that is a time traveling toilet, because this is Day of the Tentacle. And then that's how you get the costume in the future. So like, I think that's one of the best examples of like time travel in a game though, David. Like it, and like there's stuff like that in Ocarina of Time. Like there's consequence to what you do in the past, and like I think you're right that they could do more with the narrative there. You have made me, I'm gonna play it again, David. I saw your screenshots made me, I was like, God damn it, I'm gonna have to play this game again. Like I want to play it before the remake comes out, just so I have it fresh in my mind when I'm playing it. But also because it is, man, that N64 era, man, like there's so many games I love on that platform that I consider 10 out of 10 games. But like, you know, it's considered the best game of all time by many people. It's not my favorite N64 game, but it's probably the best. You know, like that's how I look at it. Like I probably have more hours than other games on this system. But like I think Mario 64 is amazing. I love Star Fox 64, and I think F-Zero X is maybe the best racing game ever made. So where's Ocarina fall and all that? But yeah, your screenshots last night, I was like, fuck, I'm gonna have to play this game again.
Yeah, that's kind of why I'm replaying it. Like I had to scratch that itch, but also I'm going to create so much content based on the remake for Shacknews. And I want to do like, hey, here's what's changed, here's what's the same, here's what's slightly tweaked, here's what's radically different. Yeah. You know, and I just want all of that fresh in my, like I have all the heart containers you can get right now. Like I'm in the Forest Temple, I have 12 heart containers, which is the most you can have at this point in the game. I've got the big Goron sword, I've got Epona, like I'm rolling deep. But
it's a lot like what I did with Star Fox 64, David, when I was reviewing it. After I went to the preview event in New York, I literally beat the game on the drive home on N64, right? So like, I know what you mean. Like I was like, I gotta play through the original so I have that fresh in my mind, so I know okay, this is what they changed, these little nuances, and also just refreshing myself on the story, because I think I love the story in Tears of the Kingdom. It's one of the reasons why I gave it a 10 out of 10. And I know not everyone loves it, but like I think there's a certain continuity in the story of Ocarina that's better than any other Zelda game. They kind of get silly at times.
That's a weird game, man. It can get super dark too. Like everyone points to Majora's Mask as the darkest game in the series. I think overall it might be, but there are moments like I saw something in this playthrough I've never seen before. There is a hidden soldier after Zelda flees the castle and Ganon gives chase. You can go into Castle Town, and in an alley there's this soldier slumped against the wall, and he tells you must be the boy from the forest. Princess Zelda said don't follow, but she left something for you, and then he dies. And when you try to talk to him again, Navi goes, he's not moving anymore. Like it's just really like it's this, you're about to step into adulthood and you're about to handle adult things. You know, it was like this really cool precursor to that. And also, man, like this really made me think about that, I guess.
Also, your uncle dies in Link to the Past.
He does, yeah.
That's like in the first 5 minutes, Donovan. Like, you're like, once again, David, you're going into the castle in that scene.
Right.
Yeah. Man, I'm going back. I gotta get back.
You should. You really should.
I'm going to.
And you have the N64 controller.
I do.
So, which it is really comfortable with that game. I'm playing it with the Switch 2 Pro controller, and I like it a lot. But I feel like it would be even better with the N64 controller, just because of how the C buttons worked in that game.
Yeah,
and it's made me wonder about the camera again. Like, so Donovan, this is actually a guided camera in this game, meaning you have no direct control over it, other than like you can press a button to snap it behind you, like you can in most third-person games now.
Okay.
But like otherwise, all the angles are guided. You can't like fully rotate it, and it works really well. It's made me wonder if they're going to do that again in the remake or not, because I think in third-person games, people are used to having more direct control over cameras now, but maybe they won't allow it. I don't know.
It's like is it going to be like Mario 3D World? Are they like Galaxy, right? Where they had these like they had perfect camera setups for every single scene, right?
Yep, the authorial control.
Yeah, I think the camera is a really good question. How they handle that, because I think to a person who's only been playing Breath of the Wild and Tears, they're gonna be like, "This is weird." I think even people, that was the biggest complaint about 3D World for a lot of people. David, is like they're like, I don't like not having a wandering camera or like my control over the camera. But I think 3D World has some of the best level design in any Mario game. So like, it's going to be
It's Nintendo telling you, don't worry about this. Focus on the platforming.
Which is what they did in Galaxy and Galaxy 2 masterfully.
Yeah.
You know? Because then the movement became what you were focused on, and platform puzzles. And I think that's going to be really interesting. But yeah, dude, I love the lore. And this is all set up for us to get excited about that Zelda movie, man. Like,
yeah,
Don, it's time, right? We should be getting the Zelda trailer.
We should be getting a trailer for the Zelda movie, and we should be hearing about Ocarina of Time again soon. That's still coming out this year.
Next
month. Both of those things I imagine have to be imminent. Next month.
Yeah, I think it's August. I think
next month they start the hype.
Kind of has to be.
Maybe they're gonna let. Because right now it's like Nintendo and Rockstar just like showdown at the OK Corral with the trailers. It's like, who's gonna shoot first? Because where's that Rockstar trailer? They said summer, Donovan.
They said summer. They've got time. Yeah,
they've got time, but it's summer. Damn it.
Yeah.
Will LeBron James announce where he's going? Will LeBron James announce where he's going, or will we get a GTA 6 trailer first?
Ooh, that's actually a good question. Which will happen first? I think we get LeBron announcement first.
Okay.
I think GTA could be another few weeks. It could be like end of July, early August.
I have a theory on what's going on with LeBron James, but maybe I'll save that for the Shack Central show someday. If you guys have me back on to talk about it. But I have a feeling I know what's going on there. But yeah, I do think we'll get a LeBron announcement before the GTA trailer. But like, it's just kind of weird. You know, they had this opportunity with the World Cup to like have ads running.
Yeah.
I guess they don't need ads for GTA 6.
I don't know. Strauss Zelnick had that quote a few months ago where he was like, we do need to market it. Because somebody asked him, they were like, people say you could just release it without a trailer. And he was like, no, we're going to like market it. There's going to be a proper marketing like spend and whatnot on it. So, I mean, there's going to be like the billboards in New York and Los Angeles and stuff. But I don't know how they're going to approach online ads. Maybe like YouTube, Twitch probably will actually get the most eyeballs, I imagine.
But I guess based on when it releases, November 19th, right? Football.
It'll be all over football.
Yeah, I'm thinking like September is technically still summer
till the 20th.
You know, so like you drop it in September, and then you have all football season up until November to market it, and that's where you have all the American eyeballs anyway. So yeah, but I think it's already pre-ordered. Like there's like 39 million pre-orders already. So I don't know who. I was explaining to one of my friends that the $100 versus the $80, because they're gonna get their kid GTA 6, and I'm like, they're gonna want the $100 one, and they're like, $100? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what do you get? Like some cars and hairstyles. They're like, seriously? I'm like, yep. But that's gonna be like a status thing at school, Donovan.
I was gonna say, well, I was gonna be like, just tell the kid deals. My parents would have told me. Would have to just deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that stuff's also for offline modes, though. Like all that, that's all single player content. So I mean, we don't know what the deal will be with online. They haven't
It'll be worse. Whatever.
I mean, I'm sure. We don't have any. They haven't announced any bonuses for it yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would have got whatever the cheapest version was. I might still get whatever the cheapest version is.
Yeah, I don't know. Isn't there like story content also locked behind the $20? There
was a side mission. They said there was some sort of like gang thing. I mean, they're vague because they aren't talking about the game yet, but they did say there was some sort of like quest or mission.
I've said it
that
before.
Would also be part of it. Yeah.
I'm such a GTA mark. I'll buy the $100 game. It's been so fucking long, man. I'll buy this fucking whatever you want. Just put the fucking game in the bag, even though it's not physical. I'll take it. And then I'll buy it again on PC like a fucking sap, and then I'll buy it on Switch 2 if you ever release it there, which they probably won't. Man, it's been funny watching this physical media discourse. Seeing a lot of people buying Switch 2, man. Seeing a lot of people buying Switch 2 this last few weeks.
I've really been entertained reading the tweet replies to anything Sony posts.
Oh, yeah.
Like they posted some game preview, like step into a new world. And one of the first replies, like, can I step into a world where there's physical media?
Have you seen the one? I see it reposted all the time now. Someone took all of their PlayStation cases and they spelled out fuck Sony with them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Hashtag fuck Sony's been trending for a few weeks now. I'm seeing a lot of people buying Switch 2 who didn't have a Switch 1, and they're like playing Breath of the Wild for the first time. Like,
yeah, that's why I can't knock that. Like, who hasn't played Breath of the Wild? A lot of people, actually. So, like, yeah, let's get into it. This is the great time. I would argue they're going to have a better experience on Switch 2 than we did on Switch 1.
Yes, but also, like, talk about the Trojan horse of Nintendo. The Switch 2 can sell Switch 1 software for them.
Yep.
They don't even have to do the whole Mario Kart 8 Deluxe port. They can just, hey, $10, we got it running at 4K 60. You know, like, they're not spending money on developing Breath of the Wild anymore, and they're still selling it for $70 on Switch 2. Mm-hmm. Like, that's
Nintendo tax.
That is the Nintendo tax. But like, you should buy Breath of the Wild. If you buy a Switch 2 and you didn't have a Switch 1, that should maybe be the first game you buy. Right? Like, buy that, buy Mario Odyssey, buy Animal Crossing. Like, those are your first 3 games. It's like, you're going to be like 2 years in before you even get to Bonanza or like Star Fox. Dude, I have seen a lot of people buy Star Fox though.
This is anecdotal, but all the discourse I've seen on like threads, especially for some reason, is there's so many people asking, hey, I'm buying a Switch. I bought a Switch 2 for Ocarina of Time. What should I play until then? Like, that game is already moving consoles.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah. I think that is a system seller. That thing's going to sell a metric shit ton of copies. But I think there's like this, people are ignoring the fact that the Switch 2 is a Switch 1.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people don't realize how much software they can sell, and it costs them nothing to do it. It's already there.
Right.
Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Talking about another gem, right? Like, that game's gorgeous on Switch 2. With the Switch 2 edition and the ice shards or whatever it's called. I think that's like 80. So there's it's really funny seeing these people who are like PlayStation loyalists that are moving over to Nintendo Switch 2 now. And I'm seeing what I've been saying for a while happening, where it's like, I'm just going to be a PC gamer and a Switch 2 gamer. Like, I can get most of what I want in those two places. But then, you know, I really want to play Wolverine. So I will buy Wolverine for my PS5. That'll probably be, I don't know, is there anything else coming out this year for that thing? GTA 5. Sorry, GTA 6.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, I know that's a multi-platform game, but come on. It's a PS5 game.
Like, I'm sure they're treating it internally like one. Yeah. It's certainly going to perform like one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I'm not even considering. It's based on, like, if online does ship eventually, all my friends are going to be on PS5. Like, why would I get it on Xbox? You know? And I doubt they do crossplay.
I doubt it. Yeah.
Really, I had this conversation with some friends a few weeks ago where I was like, man, that would be a huge miss if they don't. I get GT Online didn't have it, but that was like a 2013 video game. It's different. It was like a century ago, right? It's the standard. True. It's like, you know, you can do pod crossplays. Everything's crossplay now.
But
I mean, they might do it, but it's not going to go over well.
But money.
I don't know if there'd be a money issue. I feel like you make a lot of money if it's crossplay.
No.
I mean, people are just going to pour their time
Donovan,
into and money.
I want you to have one GTA Online account on your PS5, another on your Xbox, another on your PC, another on your Switch 2. And then you have to buy stupid shark cards on all of them.
I don't think that's their plan. I think I feel like you encourage people more to spend money if it's all connected. I would, if I knew that it, like, when I buy it on my Xbox, that I'm not like locked into that ecosystem for the next 15 years, I'd be more likely to spend money because I'd be like, all right, when this eventually comes to PC, it'll all be there. That's where I'm going to play this thing for real. That would much more empower me to feel like I could start swiping.
So you could migrate your GTA Online account. I migrated mine from PS4 to my PC. Mm-hmm. But you're right. There's no. That's an interesting question, man. Crossplay in GTA 6, because I think that's a financial decision that there's bean counters determining, like, what makes us more money is going to be the determining factor.
I mean, look at Take-Two Interactive's other big franchise, right? NBA 2K, which is crossplay now for the last like 4 or 5 years. Prints money.
Is it cross progression?
No, it's just crossplay. I just want crossplay. I'll take crossplay over cross progression. I just need to be able to play with people because I have friends on both, on Xbox and PlayStation.
Yeah.
If I could just play with everyone and I don't have to like do a chart graph to decide which group of friends I value playing with more before I buy the game, that'd be nice.
I've already determined it's going to be PS5. None of my friends play on Xbox. So for me, it's PS5. Even though I don't like the controller, I have my third-party controller that I'll play on the PS5, but it's PS5. Mm-hmm. But yeah, before we go, I got you guys to play Star Fox with me. We played battle mode.
It was fun.
You did. It was a good time too.
What do you think, David? I know you're not huge into multiplayer games.
I really liked it. I felt like I had to be carried a lot. I felt bad about that because I didn't know what was going on in most of the games. I really like Ficina, I think.
Yeah,
I like that map and mode the most. Like
the meteorites.
Yeah, I liked that a lot. The other two maps were fun too, but no, I had a good time. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, I think it's just cool because it's like a space arena shooter. Yeah, and like all those weapon pickups, like all that shit's new. Like the EMP blast, those like homing missiles, the one with like the drones with the lasers around you, like all that is so cool and really enhances the game. Yeah, it was fun, man. I feel like across our staff, we have a decent squad that we could go online with. Ozzy, it became obvious early on that we had to separate Ozzy and me. Putting us on the same team was just not fair.
Yeah.
But then that just turned Ozzy and I into rivals for the rest of the time. I was hunting you a little bit, David. When I saw you, I was like, okay, I gotta get Doc Radical here. I really like Sector Y. That's like the capture the cargo mission one.
Yeah, that one was fun.
I feel like that one feels more like a dogfight than some of the other ones. Ficina's cool just from a level design standpoint. I like those like underpasses that you have to deal with, and then that area where all the meteorites hit. Like it's just a fucking murderer's row whenever you go through there. Yeah, I probably think Corneria is kind of the lamest of the three. I think the thing that became apparent after a 2-hour session of playing it is we just all kind of wish there were more levels and more modes. But it was fun to do that. I thought it was... When people are like, oh, there's nothing new in Star Fox for Nintendo Switch 2, I'm like, what the fuck is this mode? None of that was in the original. They had their own battle mode, which it was more deathmatch. There were no objectives. And the cool thing about it, this N64 era, David, it was all split screen.
Yep. So
4-player split screen on an N64. And the thing that they got rid of that I think is kind of lame, when you got downed in the multiplayer on N64, you would run around as like a person, like your character. And you had like really? An RPG that you could shoot at opponents, but then they could kill you, cool. And then you were really out.
Yeah.
So it's like this like extra thing that they kind of got rid of, which, whatever. I just think it's a really cool added bonus, and obviously like you can have fun with those silly avatars. It's the most we've ever used game chat. I think
it's a good use of it too.
Yeah. I hope they do that with more characters, man. I think people are going to have a lot of fun with that. Also, I saw the Switch 2 camera is on sale. I think it still is at Walmart for $10. So
it's a killer deal.
That's not just for a webcam in general. That's a good price. Yeah, it's only 1080p, but like that's a good price for a webcam.
Yep.
So yeah, Star Fox out there doing work. I'm really interested. Like, I obviously I own stock in the company or whatever, but just as a fan of the Star Fox series, I really want to know how that game sold. I don't think it sold crazy good because we didn't get that, like, it sold X amount in X amount of days. We didn't get that headline, like what they did with Pokopia, Donovan. Like, we didn't get that. So
sure, yeah.
It probably didn't do Pokopia numbers. But no. Pokopia is probably going to be the best-selling game on the platform up until Zelda.
Yeah, I was going to say, to be fair, most things won't. But we'll know eventually. They do that thing in their earnings where they're like, here's our $1 million sellers or whatever, right? So...
Oh, no, they disclose anything over $1 million. So... Yeah, they will do that, but it's also one of their largest titles, so people are going to be looking for it. If it's like, with Metroid Prime, for instance. That game still hasn't shown up on $1 million seller for either platform as of last quarter. So I have seen some people buying Metroid Prime 4 when they get their Switch 2s as well. It's just interesting seeing, like, I got the Switch 2 and then you see like a stack of physical media with it too. And it's all first party titles usually.
Yeah.
I'm seeing people buying game cards too, game key cards, Donovan. Like, it's still physical. Yeah. It still is physical. It's not.
It certainly beats a code on an index card, yeah.
Because you can sell it. You can still sell a game key card back to the store. I don't know what the resale value is on these things.
Give it to a friend.
Yeah, you couldn't just hand it to a friend. So there's... I said it last week, I'll say it again. I think there's some value to that. I personally don't buy them. I'd just rather buy them digitally, but yeah.
Same. Yeah. One random nitpick I have about the whole game key card thing, this is such a silly thing for me to be hung up on. I think I'd be a lot more open to them if the box art looked less atrocious. It takes up so much real estate on the cover where it's the little icon of the little code, and there's like the little tiny like paragraph of text that's like a disclaimer. A lot of stuff that feels like it should be on the back of a case. And I'm like, man, if the case was just the clean artwork, Switch 2 logo, I might have bought 1 or 2 game key cards by now just because I really like cool artwork. But it's a bit of an eyesore. Like Octopath Traveler 0, I kind of wanted to get the little thing for it. But it was a game key card, and they've got like a disclaimer over the art. I'm like, this just looks ugly. I just don't want that.
Yeah.
Not to mention that it's a digital code on the thing, but still, yeah. That was the one thing when they revealed what these box arts looked like, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, I probably won't buy a game key card anytime in the future.
Yeah.
But I do think I'm going to have to buy a freaking new SD card soon because I'm running out of storage.
Yep. I'm glad I got one at launch. I'll say that.
I have one, but it's only a 256, and I regret.
Yeah, I sprung for the 512. It was like the 1 terabyte was too pricey, but I wanted the 512 at least.
I kind of want a 1 terabyte.
I'd say go for it.
But where? Take a mortgage out on my house?
They're still hard to find. Yeah, that's true.
Sell my Tesla, fund half of the purchase of a terabyte of storage. I don't know. I guess now that I'm not eating salad, maybe I can just take the money I was spending on salad and save it up.
Yeah, true.
Because just to go full circle, there is a outbreak of explosive diarrhea.
Yes.
You should do that thing. You ever see like people do this on TikTok, Reels, all the short form places where they'll like script a video and edit it so that the ending just loops back to the beginning seamlessly and you don't even realize it until a few seconds in.
Yeah.
Just like restart the like diarrhea conversation, like say something that like loops it in so the podcast just replays.
Yeah.
And somebody will be like 45 minutes into rewatching it and they won't realize.
Oh yeah.
They're like, wait a minute, they're talking about
It's like
Nintendo news again.
No, they're like, it's like America has an explosive diarrhea outbreak. And then at the end, it's like, and that's why America has an explosive diarrhea outbreak.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. There you go, Andrew. Go nuts. If you don't make a short out of the explosive diarrhea discussion, I don't know what you're doing, man. I honestly don't know what we're doing if we didn't make a short out of that. But yeah, if you enjoyed this discussion about video games, diarrhea,
at least. Yeah.
Zelda. If you want to hear us talk more about Zelda, because like I'm gonna play Ocarina of Time before now and next episode. I'll tell you that much. Like you've done it to me, David. Like you only sent me like 3 screenshots. I was like, I have to play this game again. I need more. Yep. I need to inject the lore back into my brain. It's been too long. And it like, dude, just those screenshots, man. It took me back to when I played it for the first time. And I was like in the basement of this house. Like I was downstairs playing it on this big screen. We had this Sony, one of those rear projector, like, I was playing it down in my basement, like sitting on the floor, just like staring at this game, being like, oh my God. And just being fully immersed in that story. And like, I just was like, I gotta go clean out the Deku tree. I gotta go kill all the spiders. I was like, there's all these things. I need a grappling hook. I need all of this. I need to play all those ridiculous mini games.
Yep.
I need to talk to Dampy again. Yeah, no, that you have triggered me. I will have to play this game again, which I'm not mad at you, but I'm just like, oh, well, I'm taking a little F-Zero sabbatical anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, there are worse games to replay, right?
Yeah, almost every other game would be worse.
Yeah.
But it's just funny, like, in this world where we have a backlog, I'm like, I'm going to play this game from 1998 instead. Instead of playing Mina the Howler, let me get back to this.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Or 007, which I streamed a few weeks ago, Don, and I really enjoyed it. Like, that game was fun as hell.
Very good game. Coming to Switch soon, probably, at this point, yeah.
Yeah. I think playing it on PC is definitely enjoyable, so I'm probably going to keep doing that.
For sure.
But yeah, lots of great games. We're going to keep talking about them. Like, follow, and subscribe here if you're listening to us on the podcast. Hopefully it wasn't in public.
5 p.m.
It's 5 p.m. 5 p.m. Sorry, we had like technical difficulties because my internet is literally run on potatoes, and those probably cause explosive diarrhea now too. So we'll be back next week unless I've been horribly, horribly ill from eating salads.
Yeah.
And even if we are, I think we're going to use game chat to figure that out. So yeah, we'll see you next time, everybody. Bye-bye.